The greatness of a nation and its moral progress can be judged by the way its animals are treated. These words were spoken by Mahatma Gandhi, and when we begin to dissect these words, can we truly understand what Gandhi was saying? If humanity were to change its outlook on animals and how we see animals from domination to coexistence, we would see a more peaceful and less cruel world. So, how do we treat animals today? Animals are used as products, entertainment, and as scientific subjects. There is an immense amount of cruelty involved in each one of these phenomena. We can see in animal testing where animals are purposefully given debilitating diseases solely for the purpose of humans to study them in a scientific setting. We can see this in entertainment, where animals are prodded and beaten into performing certain acts only for human amusement. And we can see this in other animal products, where animals are treated as nothing more than their body. Animals are raised in terrible conditions and killed solely for what their body can produce, whether that's their fur or their actual flesh, which will then be consumed as food for humans. Animals have no say in any of this, and we treat animals' worth as nothing more than the monetary value of the products which we create with their bodies. Now, what effect does this cruelty on animals have on humans? The link between animal cruelty and serial killers has been well documented and is very clear. We can see this in Jeffrey Dahmer, who began killing cats and dogs before he then went to turn his violence towards human victims. This is seen time and time again, not only with Dahmer, but also with other serial killers and other violent people as well. The link is very clear that people who have committed acts of violence towards humans likely committed them towards animals beforehand. And new research is showing that societies with greater exposure to animal cruelty have worse outcomes in terms of suicides and domestic violence as well. This cruelty towards animals often desensitizes people and normalizes the brutality, um, which can then be turned against humans as well. Dehumanization and animalization has been used for millennia. Animalizing people has been used for as justification for genocide throughout history. This is seen when Hitler called the Jews rats, and he went on a propaganda campaign where he equated Jews to rats. This is also seen with in Rwanda with the Hutu tribe calling the Tutsis cockroaches. And the same pattern has been repeated throughout history. Now, I ask you this: how would this work in a world where humans were not brutal to animals, where humans didn't kill animals? If we called another group rats or cockroaches, would we be able to do the same acts that have been done throughout history if we didn't even do these acts to animals? If we treated rats with compassion, if we treated cockroaches with compassion, would equating other human beings to them still be justification for violence? Now, some people may say that people's livelihoods rely on the current system as it functions today. They may say traditions would be lost if we changed. And they might also say that dominion over animals is completely natural and has occurred for thousands of years. Now, while there may be certain truth to all of these statements, we can go one by one and look at these arguments and what is wrong with them. People's livelihoods do currently rely on killing and commodifying animals, But we can always change this. We can always grow beyond this and find something else for people to earn a livelihood doing. Traditions would be lost, but we can begin new traditions that future generations will be able to enjoy that don't involve harming and abusing animals. And just because something is natural does not mean that we should continue to do it. Um, Rape and murder and war has been a natural part of human behavior for millennia, yet it is still incumbent upon humans to evolve beyond that and grow beyond that if we want to see more peace in the world. Animals deserve compassion. Shifting our views towards animals is the first step in giving animals this compassion. And we can truly begin as humanity to gain more from animals than we are by just currently profiting off of them. This is seen with many prisons now who are starting to do a prisoner puppy program where they give prisoners dogs to train in order to rehabilitate the prisoner as well as training the dog. So the justification that prisons have given for this program is that it will help to give these prisoners empathy. It will show them how to care for a living creature and how to have empathy for that creature's feelings. Now, this will teach the prisoner how to be more peaceful and how to treat other human animals as well. It has been seen to have great success. The prisoners grow to have something to look forward to, and they also enjoy the companionship from these animals. Now, changing how we see animals would change the world. It would make for a more peaceful world. It would help the mental health for many people around the world, and it would take away the excuses of animalization for brutality away. It would be better for humans and animals alike. So, this would be great for mental health of people around numerous societies around the world where exposure to animal abuse and animal cruelty has been seen to negatively affect mental health of individuals and society as a whole. Um, Taking away the excuses of animalization for brutality, would we still see the same amount of wars and violence towards other human beings as we do now if we did not have animals to justify that? This would really be a game changer and change the world for the better. It would bring about more peace and less cruelty for all. Now, the last thing I will leave you with, and I warn you, these images are incredibly adorable. These pictures are what many people think of when they think of animals, although our actions as humanity towards animals couldn't be more different. Now, while most people see these animals and would never imagine hurting them, their daily actions consist of supporting industries and systems that do nothing but hurt them. If we change the way we eat, if we change the way we view animals, we could change the way we act towards them. Seeing this piglet as a beautiful animal rather than as a piece of bacon, seeing this cow not as a burger, but as a living being, and seeing this rat not as a test subject, but as a being that deserves its own bodily autonomy would truly change the world. If we change how we see these animals, we could also change how we see ourselves, and we could make for a less violent and a more peaceful world. Thank you for listening to my presentation.